Hey, what's going on today? I want to talk to you about why, as a freelance marketer, you should never compete on price. So, if you're new here, my name is Nick Blanton, and I'm currently documenting my process about how I'm growing my freelance and marketing business. And I want to share it with you so that you can have your own success. So, maybe you've heard of platforms like Upwork or freelancer.com or things like that. And, Upwork was something that whenever I last left my last corporate job, which was about 7 years ago, I was vice president of marketing for a software company. And I left that company in order to move to Washington State. I'm from Texas, but we moved across the country to Washington State. And the reason I did that was to start a church. And so, working and all that wasn't my priority. I moved across the state to get away from that. And I was hoping to go into full-time ministry, and I did for a while. But at some point I need to make money. Maybe that's true for you too. Like, you have something you really want to do, but you've got this issue of I need to make money. And so that was my issue, and that's where I started looking around, because the only job that I could find was another software company that was actually a competitor to the one that I'd worked with in Texas. And they told me, like, basically the best job that they had open that they could give me was like an inside sales position. And if I work like really hard and I'm really good at it, I might make like $40,000 a year. And even though this is like 7 years ago, that was terrible for me. I was making almost twice that at my my software company that I worked for. So that wasn't an option for me. And it was at that time that I said I'm never gonna work another job again. I didn't know how I'd do it, but I knew I was gonna do that. And so that kind of led me to where I'm at. But at that time, I saw Upwork, and someone told me, that I should look and, get a job on Upwork. And I saw it as a place that you hire, foreign workers for a cheap price. So I didn't want to be one of those guys working for, cents and, making just enough to get by on and all that kind of stuff. And I did not want to do that. So for about a year, I just ignored it. I tried other things. I tried to start a Shopify business. I tried to start other things, and nothing worked. And then I was really, like, I had maxed out my credit cards. I had borrowed all the money I could, and I had nothing left that I could do. I even had a friend come and live with me and my wife and my little baby in one of our extra rooms to be able to help share the rent. So I was like, there was nothing else I could do. It was either like lose the house and try to borrow money to go back to Texas and start over, or it was like find something that works fast. And so that's when I came to freelancing, and I went to Upwork, and it was actually Odesk, and it was merging into Upwork at the time when this happened. So I I put in a job, and I got a couple little jobs, and they're basically what I was expecting. It was like, cheap stuff, but I was desperate just to make a dollar. I just needed to make something. And so I was, able to at least make enough to be able to pay my rent for that month. And uh, and then the next month, I actually found a new type of client. It was for doing some email marketing for them. And this one was different, and they were willing to pay me, pretty good. I mean, it was like their rate was like $25 an hour. And he loved me, wanted to hire me and all that. So I ended up working with them. And unlike the other ones where it was like a project, it was like an hourly rate. So it was like a job. And even though it wasn't full time and all that kind of stuff, that was really good for me because it allowed me to start to learn, get really good at a specific thing. And what I was doing then was Infusionsoft. And so I would do the work for them, and then I would also learn more about it just on my own. And so I continued to do that and build my skills and get better and better at it. And then I realized, well, I still got some of these other clients I do like these little projects for and things like that, but they don't really pay that much. I got babies downstairs, but they don't really pay that much. But man, I could probably just go find some other clients like this one that's paying me really well and that I'm having great success with. So that's what I did. I went and found other clients on Upwork that were needing the same thing. And because of that, I started to have major success. And I was doing the same thing for several different companies. And even though I was getting paid an hourly rate, every time that I would get a new client, I would get paid more and more and more. And by the end of 12 months, I was getting $100 an hour just to do this simple thing for these companies. So, that changed my life. And during that time, about halfway through it, I was actually able to move to Romania, which is what my ultimate goal was. I wanted to move to Romania and just to live there with my family. And so we had our third daughter there. And, I remember one day I was walking to the grocery store, and this old lady was having like trouble, like trying to, take. She had a big basket and she was trying to carry it back to her apartment. And I talked to her in Romanian. I was like, "Oh, let me help you," and I helped her, and I brought it up to her house. And she's such a sweet old lady. I was so happy to do it for her. And then she's like, "Here, take this," and it was like chinchban or chinchile. It's like basically like $1. And she gave it. I was like, "Oh no, please keep it." Like she's probably old. She probably only gets like a few dollars a month and all that. And I was like, I make, and I think at that time I'd made, that was the same, like the next day after I'd made my first like $2,000 week. And I'm making 2,000. It's like almost like 10,000 a month now. And she was giving me that. I was like, "Oh no, I can't." And she's like, "No, you have to." And I took it. But uh I don't know, just that feeling of like being able to, being free to be able to live on the other side of the world, live wherever you want, to be able to work from home, have more time, and to be able to help people, and all this kind of stuff. It was just an amazing thing that happened when I didn't try to compete on price. I wasn't worried about all the people that are on places like Upwork that do charge very little. I You can just ignore those people, get good at your skill, and there are going to be plenty of people that are willing to pay you very good money to do that work for them. But the key here is you get in the environment where you're working for clients, even if it's not as much as you want, and you begin to get paid. And the more important thing and the better way to think about it is you're getting paid to learn, right? You're getting paid enough to live and all that kind of thing. Like think about like an internship or whatever you want. But the point is you're building those skills so that very soon you'll be able to charge a ton, be able to get a lot of clients, and have a ton of success. That's what happened with me, and I know it can happen with you too. So don't undercharge yourself. Don't be afraid of platforms like Upwork or things like that. And if you're thinking about getting into freelance marketing, I have an ebook that I wrote on the subject. It's called "Why Freelance Marketing is or Why Freelancing is the Fastest Way to Make 100K Online." So you can download that at the link below. And also you'll get an invite to join a Facebook group that I have on the subject. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.